Here, post-game press conference, NCAA Division III tournament first-round game here with LaRoche University from Pennsylvania. Closing an outstanding season after falling to Hope College here in the first round here with head coach Kim Dissendanner and Ayana Mashik. There we go. I'll get it right. My apologies. And then Denacia Sanders. Congratulations on a great season, ladies. Coach, if you could begin with an opening statement, and then we'll just ask you some questions.
Obviously, hats off to Hope. They showed exactly why they are the number 2 team in the nation today. And we knew that it was going to take pretty much a flawless 4 quarters. And we may not have had a flawless 4 quarters, but we had a super duper competitive 3 quarters that I was super proud of. Obviously they busted it wide open in the 4th quarter, and that's who they are. That's who they've been all season long. But I will just say I'm proud of my group for the fight that we showed, because a lot of teams, they come in down 20 just because they're playing Hope. You know what I mean? And I was just proud that we stood up for the challenge, and we gave them all we had for the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, and you mentioned those first 3 quarters. Really impressive. I don't think anybody expected it to be that close. It was really good, especially on defense. You guys held them off. What was the key to really limiting them on defense, and what sort of happened in that 4th quarter? Was it just you got gassed?
I think it came down to our heart. I don't think that anybody can ever question the heart that LaRoche women's basketball has. And it just was a want. It was a will to get stops. And maybe we did get tired in the 4th quarter. I have no idea exactly what it was, but I know for sure we had a monumental meltdown in the 4th quarter, and that's not the time to particularly have a meltdown. So, it was just a will, our heart, and, we were fresh in the first 3 quarters, and we were pretty good. So we stuck with our game plan, too. We got mixed up on some switches. We stopped communicating in the 4th quarter. It actually kind of started happening in the 3rd, and then in the 4th it really became apparent that we were in kind of trouble. So
yeah, and I've watched most Hope games this year. They're a team that can go up 10 points, then it can turn into 50 real easy.
Oh, yeah.
For the first 3 quarters, you were able to keep the lead to under 10 points, and then once it got to that 10 point, it kind of spiraled. But how were you really able to sort of do that? And I know, Denacia, you had an 8-0 run all by yourself and really just kind of put the team on your back there at certain points. Just what was working in that first half for you offensively specifically?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I know during that 8-0 run that you had it all by yourself, it seemed like you had a really good run earlier in the game, and then you sort of took over in that late first half, early 3rd quarter. What was really working for you offensively? What were you seeing on the floor that you could exploit?
Just attack. I just had to keep the energy up to keep my team up, so I just attacked.
Yeah, and then I know they made a defensive change. They put number 2 on you, and that sort of really seemed to, I don't want to say it limited you, but you weren't as productive after. What did she sort of do defensively to make it hard on you?
I felt like she kind of face guarded me, and my team just felt like they couldn't give me the ball, but I could have done more.
Yeah, and then I know obviously in the AMCC you guys kind of run stuff. I was an AMCC athlete. I know your history and everything there. What's the difference level when you play in these AMCC teams like the Madais, the Houghton's and everything, and then you come to a Hope? What's the difference level there?
They are a well-oiled machine, top to bottom. I'm sure that their JV teams can beat some teams in the AMCC. You know what I mean? They have a program, they start, from their freshman year. You see, they play almost all upperclassmen. So those freshmen and sophomores are just getting reps in practice. They're, waiting their turn every single day. And then all of a sudden it's their junior year, senior year, and it's their turn. And they're going to play hard as hell and do everything that they can do to show why they belong on the court. So it's just it's different. I don't know. I plan to ask Coach as soon as I can. I'm going to email him, potentially ask him to mentor me. It's admirable. You know what I mean? What about this would you not want to be, your program? I want to emulate my program like this, no matter where I go. So.
Yeah.
Ayana, the effort you guys had in those first 3 quarters, what are you looking at for building that as you guys look to make that step and continue to progress and get back to the tournament and then win a game and see what you guys...
She's a senior, so...
Oh, she's...
That was her
okay,
last
I know
game.
junior, but
she's
just,
coming back.
the legacy you're hoping, you know, this effort that you showed, especially in those three quarters, is something to show the way for the next group, for you guys to continue to make strides?
I just hope like the freshmen, sophomore, and juniors just take from me playing. You know, always go hard, always believe in yourself, like have heart, and just be unstoppable. Like nobody, be on the court, nobody can guard you. You know, have that mentality that like I'm gonna score, I'm gonna get my teammate open, or I'm gonna do what it takes, you know, to win the game. So I just hope they continue to have that aggression every time they step on the court.
And obviously going back to you, Coach, or anybody can answer this. Obviously you said it would be a flawless 4 quarters performance to beat Hope. I mean, is that what any team across the country needs to be? A team as good as Hope, they need to be perfect all 4 quarters?
Near flawless.
Near
I didn't say
flawless.
perfect because all it takes is one day, one 40-minute game. You know what I mean? For them to not be, you know, who they are. That's my best advice is, you know, you got to have a pretty flawless game plan. Your team has to buy in all 40 minutes for you to be able to beat a team like that. Because they don't stop. Like 1 through 10 or however many deep they are. And I think they went a little bit deeper because the score got out of hand. But the 10 or 11 top kids that they play, they can all run. They can all go no matter what. So